draft at least. Vitality versus KC. Vitality on the blue side will have first pick. They banned away Jarvan and Azir. And on the other side, KC got rid of the Orianna.
I love seeing Azir banned. Surely that means we're going to get even more crazy mid lane picks, surely. Of course, Azir being banned, Kyeahoo has played 4 Azir games this split. I mean, of course, the meta right now is Azir, Taliyah, Ryze. So it's not that surprising to see it removed. But the fact that he's been getting it so often, I think Vitality finally want to put a stop to that, take away some of that comfort in the middle lane, along with the Varus, the Yunara, and a lot of the kind of tried and true. Now, Yike last week really impressed me. Felt like he was the star of the team last week. Felt like his presence was constantly felt. And also, I felt like we got to see a little bit of the old school kind of carry Yike. Not that, obviously, on KC he hasn't had strong performances last year, but you have to remember originally Yike was like a Viego guy. That was the style of jungle that he came into the LEC with. And so when we saw him on the Aatrox again, it felt like, oh yeah, this is the Yike that you remember, the guy that knows how to win games 1v9. With the Jarvan gone, we'll see what direction he decides to go, as Vitality's looking to lock in Ryze for, we assume, Humanoid.
If it goes to anyone else, I'd be truly shocked.
Yes.
Vedius. Humanoid on the Ryze has only played once so far this split, but it's kind of one of those mid laners that you really want to pick up if he is available. Things like the Taliyah can be used to answer it, but with the Orianna and the Azir band, it's a little bit harder for the Taliyah. We'll see where KC go with their next couple of picks. Currently hovering the Jayce. Now, Jayce jungle is what we most commonly see at the moment in the LEC, but, and this is a big but, one of the KC players who likes to play the Jayce isn't European.
That's true.
So usually you give the Jayce to that player.
But you know what he's done instead?
He's now picked Rumble, yeah, I know.
Okay, but the other thing you don't give the Korean player is also Rumble.
That is also true. Or Aatrox, or a champion that goes with the first letter A to Z.
He's a good Sion player, but generally people like Canna's on Sion. Okay, that's nicer.
One thing slightly neutralized.
Yeah.
But there is the Rumble for Canna. He's played it 2 times so far this split.
I will say Jayce jungle I think is still good. I think the pros overreacted a little bit to the nerfs.
Oh yeah, it's only very small now.
Yeah, I think that he's been... Maybe when we get to the best of 3s, we'll see him come back. Which we are very close to, by the way. We are 2 more weeks of best of 1s, then we're into the best of 3s.
I do think the Jayce might be getting nerfed again on 26.3.
Well, if that happens, then he's probably...
I'm not 100% sure. I don't tend to look at patch notes too much before we actually play on them, because otherwise I get distracted and confused. Pantheon is the second pick, though Yike having some agency in the early game. And Vitality going to immediately locking Nako's Kazante into the top side to try and deal with that Rumble threat. When you get the Kaenic Rooken, it becomes a lot harder for the Rumble to do too much. It might be a Jayce here for Vitality.
They've been teasing us a little bit.
Yeah.
Bit of Jayce action, perhaps. Will we get to see it? Waiting for the timer to count down. Will it be a lock-in?
It is.
Okay, Jayce jungle, just as we discussed about it. It looks like that it's going to be back. Now the question is it Cassio or is it Taliyah? What are your bets? What are your gambles?
Into the Ryze with a Jayce and Kazante. I think Cassio kind of rises a little bit higher, right?
I think Taliyah's better into Jayce though.
That is true.
When does a Cassio ever hit a Jayce?
Yeah, but you got Pantheon and Rumble to hit the Jayce.
That's true.
I think you go Cassio and you look for a Braum to deal with some of the Jayce poke.
Ooh, but then their engage is pretty much only Pantheon.
You could get an engage AD carry.
Varus is banned.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
see? I feel like, isn't Alistar the
I mean, Alistar's solid as well, yeah. I like Braum into Jayce because you put an Unbreakable up and he's like, oh, accelerated Shock Blast. And you're like, ha.
I think Vitality is thinking about Corki or Ezreal. Now, that might be a bold prediction, I know.
In this meta of AD carries?
Meta, I know.
Corki or Ezreal?
But one would surmise that Vitality desires more poke.
Yeah.
And so they need a champion that can do the poking.
Yeah, and Corki or Ezreal would fit into that. I wonder if Carzzy gets any sort of leeway with it being his birthday today. Ooh, do you think he gets to say, Carzzy. Hey, Pad, I would like to play Corki on my
I don't think he gets to do that at all, no.
I mean, he gets to do it, whether or not it actually has any impact
it's one
on
of those things
the end result.
Where it's like, I'm picking the champion. So, you can tell me not to, but I pressed lock in, so,
We've got to go Vayne. Kai'Sa and Bard, the bans away here from either team. Bard against Busio, no real surprises there. We saw it banned for a lot of worlds against
his Leona's kind of lit, though. He's the only one playing it in the LEC.
Yeah, it's solid.
I know you're a big Leona fan, too. I feel like it's been a nice addition. to the LEC. I like seeing some Leona back in pro play.
I don't think it's great into Vitality's comp so far, though.
Yeah, they are a bunch of fast boys.
Yeah, and even then, like, you get onto a Cassante, he's like, who cares? I have enough CC and like,
they might be going Braum.
mitigation.
They might be doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Braum on the side of KC. But with the Bard band away, we'll see where Vitality go for their final ban. Both teams have picked their top side, so you don't want to pinch the pool too much in either direction. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that Vitality would really want to get away.
Are they scared of Caitlyn?
Caitlyn Karma and just pushing bot.
Well, I don't think they'll go Karma with it, because again, I think they need a little bit more engage. I was thinking that Casey would be thinking about Alistar, but how sad is Alistar? I guess it depends what Vitality go. If they do, in fact, go for Corki, I think Alistar is kind of, well, it's going to suck, I feel.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to do it anyway.
I mean, Busio is a very good Alistar as well.
Sure.
So you can interrupt the Valkyrie if you play it well. He can...
But it's more, I'm mainly just thinking about, like, I'm at Dragon,
yes.
right? I want to approach Dragon, I'm Alistar, I'm face-checking. I'm face-checking into Jayce, Ryze, probably Corki.
Yeah, but if you're on the Dragon first...
Yeah, then I'm getting poked by Jayce Corki.
You press your R key and you get 65% damage mitigation.
They run away, wait for your auto
and then you get the Drake and you walk away.
I mean, sure, yeah, that is
kind of the
what
idea,
Laure
right?
did last time. There's that Ezreal.
Oh, great prediction,
I know,
Vedius.
right?
Wow.
First Ezreal of the split for Carzzy. Oh, they're making it way worse. Okay. Right, so remind me now, how happy is Alistar into this much poke?
Yeah, he's not having a great time, I'm going to be honest. Busio, obviously very good at the champ. Obviously a very good player.
What about Sivir? Is it a Sivir angle?
Sivir gives you the on the hunt for the movement speed increase on the Alistar. It means you can get the miasma down quicker as well. I don't mind Sivir here. I still think you lack a bit of engage and you are going to get poked. You now have the spell shield to avoid some of that, as the Sivir herself, and to avoid some of the poke in the lane. The risk is you've got the chain's focus resolve from Karma, which is if the Alistar goes in, it's really hard for the Alistar to get out. Like,
well, I
really
think,
tricky in that bot lane.
You know how we always talk about Cannon, and Cannon needs flash?
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those games for Alistar where it's like, if he's got flash, he's got plays.
Sure.
But I think it ultimately comes back to this idea behind Pantheon being the linchpin behind this comp. You have to just, whatever target he stuns, you kill him.
Yeah.
You get that target out first, and you play around the fact that you're 4v5.
And you have strength in the early game, right? You've got Rumble, who does a ton of damage.
Do.
Sivir, although we always used to talk about this, like 300 CS, 500 CS Sivir, you need 5 items. You don't need that much anymore. You have okay push with Ricochet, and Boomerang Blade can do a lot of work. Alice's base numbers are okay for the 2v2 as well. Cassio, if she can put some Twin Fangs in, can really do some work. So, like, Casey have enough damage to play through picks in the early game. The concern is, if it's an even game or if Vitality are slightly ahead going into mid-game, it is going to be really hard for KC to actually regain control of an area through the amount of poke that Vitality can put down.
I mean, here's the other factor. Here's the intangible. Okay? You know, you're getting the hype music. We're getting into game. 5th game of the day. That's exciting stuff.
All of that was tangible.
Right. Now, the intangible. Vitality. Let's think of them as a brand.
Yes.
Historically, would you associate patience with this brand?
No.
Would you associate calm demeanor?
No.
Would you associate, hey, let's just poke them for a little bit and then slowly chip them off the objective?
It's the least Vitality thing I've ever heard, buddy.
Right. It's also Carzzy, okay? I mean, he's probably one of the most AD carries I think I've ever cast in my career.
One of the most AD carries.
Aggressive, I meant to say.
Yeah.
I meant to say.
Chuck that one in there.
Yeah. So, again, like, of course.
It's also his birthday.
Happy birthday, Carzzy. We're not going to sing.
He gets 2 hats.
Wow. That's 'cause he's had 2 birthdays and a few more.
Yeah. Just a couple. I mean, really, we all only have 1 birthday.
Favorite champ for the birthday boy. Is it his favorite champ? I mean, I'll happily trust champ.
Yeah. Chat would never lie.
No.
So yeah, this is what happens to Caliste and Busio early on. Now, they are doing the wise thing. Walk away.
Absolutely.
Hide behind the minion wave.
Yep.
Let the minion wave get poked. You don't need to be poked, you're an Alistar.
Yeah.
The only poke that happens to an Alistar is when it's get put onto a skewer after it's chopped up, you know?
Absolutely. Because that happens to all the Alistars.
All the
You
Alistars,
implied that there was plural.
I'm pretty... Didn't the Minotaur get poked at some point in Greek mythology?
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. To be honest, you are the mythology guy of the 2 of us.
Not really anymore. I haven't played enough Hades recently to claim that crown.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just like how I get all of my ancient history from Assassin's Creed games.
Hey, they use those to remap like architectural
I heard that
buildings
was false.
and such. Oh, I thought it was true.
Fake
I have no idea, man. Like,
but one of the most
I
disappointing...
trust me. I'd never lie.
One of the funniest things that I've been completely off topic. Wait.
As opposed to what we've been talking about so far.
Hang on. I feel like Busio's
going in. There's a rumor back. We talked about the poke. Back.
Yeah, so you know how gamers have gamer moments?
Yes.
Right? So I actually went to see that very famous cathedral in Paris.
Oh, yes, Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. And I entered it. Beautiful. The first thing I said, I was there with some other casters, and I said, wow, it looks like it does in the game. What I meant was like I'm so impressed by how accurate the game was. Definitely not how it came out.
Heals coming out from either side in the bot lane as the trading continues. There was a weird mantra in a flame from Fleshy that kind of went under the Alistar, but in the end, maybe an elevation thing just didn't quite connect. Carzzy should be able to get the push in as Humanoid walks away from Kyeahoo in that mid lane. Yike is pathing towards the top side. He lost his bot side crab. He knows he has more players on this top side, so can play for that top side scuttle.
Keep my eye on those supports now making their move on the map. Resets come through a little bit late from Fleshy as they wanted to make sure that wave was underneath the tower, but already Busio is hovering around mid lane. Now, for those that didn't keep close tracks from FlyQuest last year, Busio was heavily credited to massive early game impact. And it was specifically from plays like this. And again, like this play specifically is not that novel. Many supports, level 4, level 5 first base, often roam towards mid, pushing out the wave. That's not super uncommon. But when you think about Inspired as a player, he was someone that was very like focused on himself. Efficient clears, making sure that he's in the right place at the right time. And so if someone like a lane needed fixing, that was kind of Busio's responsibility. He's the guy that would come along, help you get that push out, provide that cover. Maybe you just need a ward just so that you can try and fight your lane opponent. And he's someone that provided a lot of that. And I think that he's looking to try and provide that level of early game control to Casey as well. And already helping out Kyeahoo in this mid lane matchup, getting some very good damage down alongside Kyeahoo onto the Ryze. Fleshy here, of course, trying to match that. We'll see if Busio then immediately looks for a roam towards bot, knowing he can get there before Fleshy. Looks for now, he still wants to provide this cover in the middle lane.
I think people sometimes forget about the triumphant roar from Alistar. When those minions around you die, you give a little bit of a heal to yourself and to an ally. You can see, you can trade some of your health. You can go in, headbutt pulverize, fall down to half HP, and then just stand around some minions, heal up your teammates and yourself, and walk very happily back down towards the bottom side.
We didn't talk about it, but that Phaser, I sure makes a lot of sense into ranged matchups, right? Just because, I mean, the Aftershock, while it can still be useful. Also, we saw the Unsealed Spellbook last game, but I guess he's deciding, no, I want this extra bit of movement speed, considering how much mobility is on the side of Vitality.
You need to be able to get on top of them. Trample coming out. There's the focus resolve. We'll get the root. Shock Blast coming out as well, and Busio doesn't have that Unbreakable will yet. Carzzy flashing forward, lands the Mystic Shot, dodges away from the boomerang and the spit. And first blood goes over to the birthday boy.
That, it certainly does. Great way for him to start this game off. This is what you want to be seeing when you're running the Ezreal Karma. So much lane dominance, so much lane push. You want to be punishing every play that the Alistar tries to make, and they do just that. 600 gold lead already being developed for Carzzy. Ezreal in a fantastic position here in the early game. Dragon likely going to be the next objective. No reason not to start that one off.
It looks like it. Do you have a moment for a joke, Vedi, do you think?
I love jokes, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
So Darth Vader is talking to his son, Luke Skywalker. He says, Luke, I know what you got for your birthday. Okay. Luke's like, no, how do you know what I've got for my birthday? Kyeahoo is falling low, but Busio's here to cover. It's like, how do you know? How do you know? Darth Vader's like, I have felt your presence.
Took me a second.
Realm Warp up towards Canna as Humanoid's coming back from prison. Nako standing across the wall. Canna's going to flash. Lyncas there flashing for the follow-up, and Canna has not a leg to stand on. Grand Starfall in, knocked back from Lyncas. Yike should be able to chase down his enemy number here and gets a kill in response.
Good ulti from Yike. Punishes the play from Vitality. Ends up just being a 1-for-1. I think Busio and Kyeahoo also looked for a play in the middle lane. They don't actually convert it into a kill. That's Fleshy now trying to keep Busio around. Can Humanoid follow up? Doesn't look like it. He just wants to grab that minion wave. Okay, so bloodshed here. 6 minutes into the game, back and forth, Vitality. We did talk about it. They're not a team that likes to play particularly slowly. already doing their best to find some action on the map. 2 assists for Lyncas. Nice gank in the bot lane, nice gank in the top lane. Getting a kill onto Canna makes it that much easier for Nako with his magic resistance to just be a happy camper in that top side of the Rift.
And about 1.2k lead for Vitality through this early game. Sitting on Humanoid in mid and Carzzy in the bot lane. And when Humanoid gets ahead, we do tend to see Vitality winning, or at least when they win, he's ahead. Whether it's a correlation or causation thing, who knows? Same amount of isolated deaths per game, whether they win or they lose,
yeah,
though.
So the thing about wins-losses stats, right, they can always be a little bit deceptive, mainly because, you know, if you're losing, naturally your stats are going to look worse. That makes sense. But what surprises me and what impresses me is like the amount of deaths that he has in his wins and losses, very consistent. He's either trading his life for those kills and assists, or he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, no, he's always trading his life.
Yeah, he's always trading his life. Sometimes he's not getting
It's not a very good trade. It's not a very good trade. But you can see in his wins and losses, he is doing good damage in every single game that he plays. And so after basically being benched by Fnatic, making his triumphant return on Vitality, he's looking to make a name for himself. And one thing I can tell you for sure is his presence and his impact is being felt regardless of wins or losses. Just sometimes in the losses, he doesn't quite get the kills that he's looking for compared to his wins.
See them setting up towards this bottom side right now. Does have the Rod of Ages in the, not Rod of Ages, just the Catalyst for now in the tier. So stacking up those items on the Ryze, as to be expected. Actualizer, the third item buy we most commonly see, has a huge spike on Ryze. The ability to empower your mana, spend more of it, but do more damage when you're already stacking mana, and it scales off how much mana you've stacked. Very strong on this champion.
I like to think of it as the Kyeahoo Ken. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Abridged?
Oh, I thought it was a Barbie reference. No, I never watched Kyeahoo. What's Kyeahoo Ken, mate?
It's from the first Dragon Ball, and there's a really funny moment in the Abridged series.
Oh, good flash.
Where Vegeta and Goku are fighting, and basically he goes Kyeahoo Ken, and Vegeta goes, haha, I've dealt with that before, and then Goku goes times 10, and he goes times what? And then gets immediately punched in the face. Beautiful, beautiful use of the Abridged series. Very entertaining stuff. Anyway, that's what I think of. Basically, you go Kyeahoo Ken every time you activate the Actualizer, because your power exponentially increases for a short burst of time.
Just for the math nerds, we know it's not exponential. Vedi just likes that word.
Yes, yes. Actually, well, goes up and then it curves out. That's what exponential means, right?
No.
What word am I thinking of then? So it begins with E. It's not exceptional. There's a word there where it's
Humanoid's going to get caught, Vedi. Let's stop with the word games. Uses the ghost to try and get away. Stunned up with the shield vault. He's able to escape. Yeah.
Talked about it in the draft. Vitality and the fast
exponential is a curve that the slope gets steeper.
See, that's what I mean.
No, but you said it goes up.
It's like a spike, though.
You said it plateaus.
Yeah, it
doesn't plateau.
But exponentially goes from low and then up.
Yeah, like really quickly.
Right? Yeah, I am using it in the right context then, because that's what Actualizer does.
But no, Actualizer doesn't exponentially. We're not going to get into it. It's not exponential increase. Vedi and I have these discussions very often.
You get more damage really fast. I think I'm right on this one. That's okay, Medic. It's all good.
Okay.
See, because now the game
tweet at Vedius.
No, stop telling people to tweet at me.
Hey, Drake 4KC.
You've got to X at me.
They're doing what they can to get something back in this game. They lost the 3 grubs earlier on, and Vitality still have that small lead that they developed in the early game, 1.5k. We saw a similar lead from KCP in the last game versus G2.
That's true.
However, KC's comp a little bit more reminiscent of what KCP were playing in that game, as they have got these pick tools available to them. They do scale up well as well. Cassio and Sivir do a lot of damage as the game goes on. Focus Resolve's going to get the route onto Caliste, but we'll follow up, and with Carzzy being low on mana, I expect we'll see him returning to base to pick up some items from Boris.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about the comps, right? Like, Vitality have a lot of range, which is the biggest thing we talked about in the draft. But KC have a lot of scaling themselves, as you were just alluding to. The fact that Cassio, I mean, an incredibly powerful late game DPS mage, and Sivir provides so much wave clear and damage as Kyeahoo gets slowed up.
Does have the flash. Miasma down, burns the flash as well to get away. Wisely, that focus resolved. If it had connected, would have led to an easy shock blast follow-up.
Yeah, I thought that he wouldn't flash to try and bait Humanoid in, because you still have the ulti, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
Your jungler is right behind you, but instead he chooses to play safe. I see top lane.
And stuff all out. Nako trying to escape here. The equalizer down, slowing him up. He's going to Pathmaker away, but Yike puts a spear in his back and secures the kill. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Busio and Caliste are getting zoned away from their tower. Going to lose waves to this. Not really much they can do.
Nice cross map from Vitality. They don't lose too much off the back of this. Yes, okay, they do give a kill over, but the plates that Carzzy is securing, an extra bit of gold injected into the Ezreal. 1.3k gold lead, Trinity Force all finished up. Tier quickly stacking for Carzzy. Birthday Boy has to be feeling pretty happy about how things are going in the bot lane 2 versus 2 for now.
Must be over the moon with the early lead that he's been able to develop on his second most played across the course of his career. 56% win rate on it over about 60, well, this is his 60th game. And we'll see how much of an effect he can have as the game goes on.
One could say that for every kill he gets, his happiness exponentially increases. One could say that.
Hey, production, do we have Dracos on standby? Because I refuse to work with this man. Because he's injured, he thinks he can get away with stuff like this.
Ooh, look, tower plates. Humanoid. How many tower plates are we going to get?
Petrifying Gaze doesn't hit Humanoid. That is the most reminiscent I've ever had to when I can't remember who was casting, but the screen cuts to mid lane, and they just go, and in the mid lane, farming minions. It's like, ooh, look, tower plates.
Ooh, look, supports mid lane. Busio
going in. Unbreakable World coming out as well as Yike looks for the spear. They get the stun onto Fleshy. Good knockback from Lyncas, stopping the shield ball in from Yike. Meanwhile, the Twin Fangs from Kyeahoo will chunk out Lyncas. True Shot Barrage going to clip Busio. Takes him down to about 400 HP, but should be able to walk away from there. Go back to greener pastures as Nako trading onto Canna here, who is overheated. Now gets the ability to cast spells back. Flashes away from the Q3.
Nako doing some work, even though he just got killed thanks to a gank happening in the top side of that. Mid lane is where all of the fighting is happening right now. No kills go either way. The damage traded is pretty even, but it's just advantage being gained by Vitality in the side lanes. Nako pushing that wave under the tower. In the bot lane, Carzzy continuing to push. I don't think he was able to get another plate off the... Actually, he may have been able to get another plate.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
He is down to 2 now. In any case,
oh, it is, yeah.
He is a very strong Ezreal, and Nako has a lot of magic resistance. So we are getting ready for the Herald and the Dragon spawning relatively soon. The question is, do Vitality care about the next Dragon, or instead are they more interested in breaking open these towers? Because remember, playing around these neutrals, like the way Vitality's comp works, it's not, I say traditional in the sense that how a lot of LEC teams play is group, press R, fight, right?
Yeah.
You have to be patient. You've got to leverage your mobility, your poke, and you have to land the poke. That's the really important part. Having control over a space, whether you're second to the objective or first, kind of changes your approach. But if you're second in the objective, you ideally want them to start it, because then both the dragon and you are hitting them.
Yeah.
However, if you're first on the objective, you've got to be very careful about how you play that one, because it only takes a single Alistar flank for the entire fight to go the way of KC. So patience and awareness is very, very important.
I feel like for Vitality, they are interested about fighting this. Fleshy fashion forward onto Kyeahoo. True Shot Barrage coming over the top. As Humanoid looks for damage. Petrifying Gaze doesn't hit onto anyone, but Yike dives onto that Karma to try and take her out of the fight. Aegis Assault needs another auto, misses the spear. Can't get in range. Gets another, but Fleshy heals up with the Mantra Focus Resolve. A renewal for Karma. Tops up her HP. Vitality come out with 2 kills.
Nice plays from Vitality. They knew that Kyeahoo still had no flash available. They get a quick collapse. They don't convert it into the Dragon, though.
Rift Herald, a couple of pings coming out onto it. Maybe from KC actually saying maybe they're doing this. We'll have another look at this because it's Ezreal, it's Carzzy moving that really helps out the rest of this fight.
Yeah, Fleshy, he needed to flash there. I really like the fact that he did it because it guaranteed both the slow into the root connect. Yike then just doesn't connect that Q. Nice sidestep from Fleshy.
I said it was Ezreal, he did nothing.
Yes,
he came in
shows up solo
True
kill.
Shot Barrage was good and the kill steal at the end was good, but the Sivir wasn't there, which did mean a slight number.
Fleshy really did all the work.
Yeah, he really did. That was great from Fleshy.
That was one of those support does all the work and everyone's like, well done, AD carry.
Yeah, it's, you know, Fleshy's cooked all the meals for Carzzy's birthday party and Carzzy's getting all the credit, you know? That's what's happened. No,
nice
really well
hit
played
there,
by
Carzzy.
Fleshy. Often we see Karma's really struggle in the LEC. It doesn't have as much impact as you want it to. I like the Mikhail's first purchase as well to get out of that initial bit of CC. If you're dodging a Petrifying Gaze, you can
you're basically
just
making it even harder for KC to lock someone down. We talked about how for Pantheon, what does he want? You stun a target, everyone piles onto the target, we immediately kill the target. Well, you land that stun, you're immediately going to get cleansed.
Oh, Fleshy.
Yeah. Well, okay. He did use the Mikhails. Yep.
The Wolfpack is out in force.
Yep.
Yeah, so
anyway, top lane.
Canna caught out here as Nako goes in with the Pathmaker. Will get that root and the stun as Canna has no avenue to get out. Nako tanks the tower. Vitality find a good cross map.
Yeah, very nice tower dive. Ends up being a 1-for-1 overall.
Oh, Busio died as well.
Busio also died. So it was a 2-for-1. Thank you, observers.
Lyncas and Carzzy just teamed up.
Maybe we'll get a
2-for-1 and a tower.
Maybe we'll get like a. Oh, we're just gonna get a full replay. Let's find out.
So Busio goes in.
Okay.
And then he walks into a. Okay, yeah.
Yep. That is a. So remember in draft we talked about. So when you face check on the Alistar, who are you face checking into? Surprise!
It's the Jayce
It's
with opportunity and
I'm dead. Yeah. So anyway, Herald was secured by Vitality. Plates now picked up by Vitality on the bot side of the map as well. Things going all the way of Vitality. You know, every week I sit there and think, yep, I found it. I found the best team in the LEC without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
And every time I come into a situation where I'm like, now we're going to see why they're the best team in the LEC, this happens.
Yeah, so best of ones. That's all, like,
actually, Medic, I think we can draw significant conclusions from single games.
Okay.
Where the LEC's been doing it for years. Okay.
I think we bring back best of twos. I always love ties. You know?
Don't tease me with a tie time. I don't know where that was going. I was thinking like ties, you know, like the tie. I was thinking of the tie joke.
Leave the jokes to professionals, Vedi.
Yeah, you're right.
I understand humor.
Yeah. You really, the audience went wild with your whole Star Wars
the Darth Vader one, yeah,
ago.
hilarious. Man. I've got another one. When they kill Busio, it's a Frisian kill.
I don't get that.
You don't know types of cows, that's the problem.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize there was a prerequisite to the joke.
Frisian is a type of cow. You know the white ones with black spots?
I'm just...
Called Frisians.
Do you know Gwen? You knew what I was going to do.
You think I don't know Gwen, did I ask you? You think I don't know that, mate? On the LEC stage, you tried to get me with a Gwen,
I mean, it's been so long, I thought that maybe you would have forgotten. Well, almost had you.
Yeah, very close.
Come on, Yike. Stun someone.
He's going to stun Carzzy. Jumps in, gets the stun. Arcane Shift away. Flashes as well to escape the Busio knock-up. Realm Warp coming in as Vitality look for the fight. What? True shot. Oh, Busio, a sliver of HP. Not a Frisian, that kill. Busio's able to escape. Petrifying Gaze is going to land here onto Humanoid, but you just don't have the damage to work your way through him.
He literally had no vision of the brush. He knew he walked in there, but once he did, he couldn't see him. Wow. So what surprised me the most was Busio on his engage. It lost more HP than Carzzy did. You're seeing how difficult it is for KC to really engage onto this comp. And to their credit, Vitality are playing an incredibly patient and clean game. They are leveraging their range very well. They are punishing the plays that KC try to make. And they're holding on to now a 4K gold lead. Another Adder Tower falls on the bot side of the map. And just impressive stuff against currently the first place team in the LEC.
A level lead for Humanoid in mid lane as well. Has had his Rod of Ages fully stacked, so we'll give him one level for that. But even then, about a level ahead of Kyeahoo. Busio is looking up towards this top side. Realm Warp not available for Humanoid, but does have Flash and Ghost, and still has a tower there. KC yet to take more than 3 plates off any of these towers. Next Drake in 50 seconds time. You can see Fleshy and Carzzy gaining control of that bot side a little bit. 2 items on Carzzy and on Humanoid. They're very strong. Matched by Caliste, though. Although he is 1.3k behind, has got himself an Infinity Edge and an Essence Reaver, and Ricochet will start to do a little bit of work. You can see Nako realizing that has built himself up some armor. He needs to be that frontline. He needs to be that tank. He's really, for a lot of the fight, probably the only one really getting hit by that Sivir.
Yeah, I'm worried for how Caliste will actually get in range to hit anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, a single fight could change the entire landscape. And here comes the next dragon, third of the game.
Realm Warp behind Yike. Shock Blast in, they go for Kyeahoo. Humanoid puts the damage down with the Overload. There's a True Shot Barrage coming out as well. Humanoid is so damn fast right now as Lyncas looks for it. Nako going on to Busio as well, who does have that Unbreakable Will. Pops it too late though, as he goes pop. Vitality find a pick, and KC have to walk away.
I mean, Vitality are playing this game very well simply by not creating 5v5s. They just find a target, collapse on them. And to be honest, the amount of damage that they got onto Kyeahoo, I was a little bit worried that they were overextending, chasing him down, because once you've got that damage down, you should feel pretty good. You can just go back to your objective. But then they converted it into a pick onto Busio, and now the TP, another pick, set their sights onto Canna.
Canna has flash and TP here. Yike will see Nako walking away. Teleport out from Canna. Flash forward into the all-out. Now Nako drags the Rumble back. And now even with the equalizer down, Carzzy should be able to survive this. Lyncas takes the kill. Is that Baron for Vitality? They're running up towards it. Realm Warp available for Humanoid in about a third of its time up, but Vitality won't pull the trigger on the big purple worm.
Carzzy a little bit too low to run the risk of doing that, and they do want his damage at the Baron, so they instead choose to not take anything more, the very safe approach. Vitality, again, they've been very inconsistent so far this split. They are at that 3-3 score line, but to have this level of performance against KC, again, a composition like this is something that many LEC teams traditionally are not very good at. It's easy for teams in our region to get sucked into the 5v5. They overchase for kills, they overforce plays, but again, Vitality really demonstrating their experience here. They're playing calmly, they're playing with range, they're chipping away at KC's HP, they're only committing to the fight when they know they've basically won it already. And they constantly have these side lanes pushed in. Earlier in the game, it was Nako and Carzzy, with Humanoid mainly working with his support jungle to chip away at the mid lane HP. But now they've moved both solo laners into the side lanes to keep this push going. And items continue to come through. So very impressive stuff from Vitality in this game.
I'm personally a big fan of what Vitality are doing right now. Partly because it's pretty good League of Legends. Secondly, because I'm pretty sure them winning this game continues us on the road towards a possible 7-way tie for second place. Now, I haven't done all the maths on it, and we'll keep you informed about it, but we do love our ties, Vedi.
That we do. Yeah. You mentioned that earlier with my terrible joke.
I just wanted to remind you of it, I'll be honest.
Thank you.
As Carzzy clears out the mid-wave, who is able to get a bit of push towards top, but Fleshy and Carzzy control over here right now. Lyncas walking in, stealing away a blue, I believe, which is going to be given over to Nako. At least the secondary part of that buff. And KC really not able to find too much, as they do manage to catch out Fleshy, who was a little bit over-eager in walking up the river. Fleshy with the renewal, heals himself up, and I mean, that's a support with the Mikhails and the Kindle Gem, able to tank up Yikes, basically full combo.
Yeah, I mean, Karma's an annoying champion to lock down. A single stun from Pantheon definitely not going to be enough, even if the damage started to look good. Hey, look at the bright side. Got the heal out from Fleshy. Hey, that's something.
Yeah.
But aside from that, really, just look at that minimap. It's just push absolutely everywhere. Top lane constantly gets pushed in by the Ryze. Mid lane's constantly being pushed in by the Ezreal. And then you've got, well, you've got Nako here. He's like, nope, this is my bot lane.
All out away from the equalizer. Nako, I'm just going to walk away from this. Grand Starfall coming in from Yike and Wise. Wise from Nako,
Very good awareness,
respecting the fact that there was backup for KC.
Absolutely, yeah, because in my head, I'm like, why isn't he chasing this down? And that's the difference right there. He knows that there are 5 champions in the game, not 1.
There are actually 10 champions in the game.
Okay,
Ready?
that's technically correct. He's only playing against 5 of them. Okay, you know that's what I meant. You know that's what I meant. You're being sassy now. You think you're clever because you understand the English language better than I do. But no, I was correct on that one. GG, noob. Anyway, back to game. Bottom top continuing to be pushed in. Vitality yet to start off the Baron. You might be asking, why?
That is exactly what I'm asking.
The simple answer, that's how they throw the game.
True.
Because there's like, think of it this way. Hey everyone, let's group up at the objective that reduces all of our resistances against an Alistar Pantheon. Also, we'd be grouping up in a small space, allowing for their limited engage tools to potentially engage. Which, you know, not a great idea. So instead, again, Vitality playing patient. Who is this Vitality, and what have we...
Oh my god, Carzzy!
Okay.
That's the on the hunt used. Realm Warp came out as well.
Check his PC. Right now. My goodness.
And that's all you need to do.
It's
to be
a
able to get a tower.
deathless humanoid game.
And the
Bring the
deathless
stats
Carzzy.
back up.
Okay, yeah, I got it. So this is not just like how much he... this is just how much he dies.
Yeah, isolated deaths per game, 1.7.
So he has an average of 4 deaths per game, 2 of which are isolated.
Yes.
Ish.
Yes. And go back to live.
Oh, sorry. I have to
Yeah,
press buttons.
no. 0. I'm checking. Is he still on the stage? Yeah, he's there, man.
And he's been out of side lane a lot as well.
I mean, Vitality's looking clean.
TP behind. Humanoid stepping forward here. Busio trying to get a knockback, but Mikhail's on the Humanoid. He's just going to cleanse it away. Nako now has the flank, and Caliste doesn't have a leg to stand on, nor does the cow. 2 more to add to the first in the fight for Vitality. They'll take 3. Canna and Kyeahoo, the only 2 left standing. I'm going to turn their attentions towards the Infernal Drake, maybe trying to sneak one. Dodge away from Nako on the Petrifying Gaze. Was blind. Kyeahoo around the corner. Now the chase continues. Cassio with her swift march boots a little bit quicker than Cassio. Of times past, but does have to flash away.
I'm going to say it. This is a beautiful game of League from Vitality.
Okay, last time we praised someone on Vitality, they immediately died.
I'm sticking to my. I'm sticking to it. I mean, just look at this collapse. So it's 3 versus 3 in the mid lane. A quick TP from Nako. They see the members on the side lane, and even though the TP comes through from Kyeahoo, it's just way too late. The damage from Humanoid is huge. Nako on the flank isolates Caliste. And wow, what an impressive performance from Vitality. We talked about how so far this split, they have been very inconsistent. But wow, I guess this showcases the potential that this roster does have to have this level of play against KC.
Carzzy just missed the cannon, so
take
it all back.
Yeah,
take it all back.
My bad.
It has been sublime, really, to watch from Vitality so far. And for KC, they've been found wanting. Unable to find the picks they wanted in the early game, now unable to really find any way back into this matchup. Humanoid has the Realm Warp, he's in mid. Has that actualizer completed, had it for the previous fight, which is why we saw Yike just disintegrate in front of them. Yike, he's posturing for a Starfall. The question is, will it be grand, or will it be not so much? Busio looking for a flank, spotted out by Fleshy. The tower already down to a single plate, and now down to the ground. Busio still looking to see, perhaps, if he can find a way onto that back line, but Nako. New Busio is in the area, gets the flash out of the Alistar, and with Vitality pushing through 2 waves, it looks like Humanoid is now going to be sent down towards bot lane. Is it Lyncas going mid, or is he just stealing away jungle camps?
Looks like he is moving over to mid lane. I mean, it looks like Humanoid wants blue buff. I mean, I can't blame him. The man loves his mana. But slow and steady does, in fact, seem to win the race here for Vitality, as KC, I mean, what have they really done this game? You know, we talked about it in draft about how difficult it might be for them to really close that gap. But they just haven't been able to find it. Nice sidestep there from Nako. Even if they did find that engage, I don't know if it meant much. Carzzy's taking some damage, though. Here we go.
On the hunt, Grand Starfall, they're looking for Fleshy. Gets the Mikhails. He puffered it beautifully to get out of the shield vault. Crucial barrage coming out from Carzzy. He's just going to chip KC as they retreat. Fleshy is having a worldie, Betty.
Oh, he certainly is. I mean, it is an insanely impressive game from Vitality. They cleanly disengaged from the fight the second that KC tried to overforce. Like, KC, understandably, getting desperate at this point. Vitality's right at the entrance to their base. They have to try and do something, and what they do just isn't enough. And Vitality, they're not getting impatient. They know they have the lead, because what's very easy to do in this situation is, oh, well, there's no objectives on the map, so let's just keep pushing.
Yeah.
But if you do that, that's how you leave yourself open to getting picked. So they're not doing that. They're just pushing waves and then leaving. Like, I mean, you can see Lyncas is still clearing through his jungle because they don't need to overforce anything. All they need to be ready for is the dragon spawning in 2 minutes' time. That's going to be Soul. If KC doesn't come and contest them, you thought the poke was bad before.
Oh,
well, the poke
Soul
is going to make it so much worse now. So, yeah, like, just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Of course, for the viewers, it does mean it's a bit of a slower game. But for Vitality, this is a very meaningful demonstration because it showcases what this team is capable of when they execute well upon their game plan.
And you did ask, what have KC done this game? And I don't think it's for lack of trying.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
I think KC have tried to be proactive, trying to find picks, as we just saw in the mid lane. Vitality have just been uncharacteristically respectful and patient, and have backed away exactly when they need to. We even saw it on the Nako play towards the bottom lane. He's winning the fight against Canna, and he's like, no, I'm good. Now we see the poke coming out from Vitality in the mid lane. True Shot Barrage going to go across, spell shield from Caliste. Still takes a chunk of change damage there from Carzzy. Meanwhile, Yike is pushing out bot lane. They're looking for an objective bounty on that tower. Vitality go in, flash forward, Petrifying Gaze coming out as well as Carzzy dodges away from Busio, who's already down to half HP. Nako needs to get out of here, dodges across the wall, Still no reset from Yike, does have that Grand Starfall. The Vitality went in looking for the fight. TP now, Humanoid's gonna turn it on to Canna. Uses the stopwatch to buy a second Grand Starfall in. Humanoid still healthy enough. Flash away from Fleshy. Yike going forward, has that GA, but it's chipped away at once again. The GA just bought, immediately ruined by Vitality. Busio goes in, an arcane chip from Carzzy. He's untouchable on this Ezreal. Finds himself a double, Realm Warp onto the backline. Lyncas is gonna kick off in the fight, gets the double. Kyeahoo. Yeah, no. It seems the focus resolve is going to land. Fleshy's just going to chase out the Cassio. Dodging away from the Noxious Blast. Lyncas dives in. A petrifying gaze from Kyeahoo will get him. 1.1k. As Fleshy can continue to chase the Cassio. The rest of Vitality pushing in for the win. Nako TP's forward. Kyeahoo gets a double at the end. But his Nexus is forfeit. Beautiful from Vitality. Busio running out here. Trying to get onto Carzzy. Will knock him away. But the Nexus is already done. A single auto from Humanoid's enough to claim the cherry on the top of an incredible cake for Vitality.